What's good? It's your boy Slim Trader back at it again with another weekend analysis. Not gonna be able to see the fine, nice, handsome looking face today because we're gonna try something different to the point where my analysis doesn't last just 20 minutes long. So let's get to it. Gotta maybe since we will have time, I'm gonna add about two more pairs to look at for the week. And we're just going to get the analysis going for the usual pairs. We have USD JPY, GBP USD, GBP JPY, Euro JPY, GBP AUD, and I think we're going to throw in AUD USD and USD Swiss. So let's get to it. Let's start with the good old trusty USD JPY. Last week we had price start ending off here, like in this like consolidation phase, pretty much. And I was looking forward to price dipping down below the trend line. I wanted it to get down further down to the orange line and then pushing up. So what we did here was at price go ahead and break the trend line and retest this support level, and we've pretty much broke past the support level. So looks like we're trading back up. Um, can we see price get to 150? That was still the goal for USD JPY price, the road to 150. It's looking like it's still possible. Last week, the Bank of Japan did not raise or decrease their interest rates. They remain the same. So they are maintaining their dovish monetary policy. So that gives me all inclination that the yen will still continue to get weaker against other currencies, and especially for the dollar, which the dollar has been doing pretty good lately. So we can see here, price like I said, dip down, coming back up on support. But I can see the retest of support and then go ahead and start making its way up to 150. Don't know if it's going to happen this week, but we will see. Um, but if anything changes with USD JPY, because we did kind of, like I said, we did break down below the trend line. We are kind of trading above the support. I go on a daily to see how that ended. We still have some bullish momentum. We're still in an uptrend. Moving average still blue over red. Looks like we could still be pushing up. So this trend line didn't do its job as far as on a technical stand base. Thought price was going to reject right here. We had a lot of wicks to that. Could have been resistance, but the dollar kept fighting, and now we're here with this big bullish pin bar, and then we have another doji, and then here we go. So I can see price depending on what it wants to do for the next few hours. Usually, like I said, I don't trade on Sundays. Today is Sunday. Market just opened. Monday night, Tuesday, give me a better inclination of what I want to do with USD JPY, but I do see it still going up. But now if it breaks back below here, this gray bar, and then this little mini trend line, then we could possibly see price dipping down below to 146. But that that is remain to be seen. So that's USD JPY. Let's go on to GBP USD. GBP USD, like I said, has been pretty ugly, consolidating for quite a while. Price did just open up down, pretty bearish. Kind of had like a little gap. It looked like it just got filled. But if I delete the candlesticks, we could try to see what the moving average is doing. Looks like price is having a hard time getting back above the orange. We could see. I was always bullish on GBP USD, but for some reason I see it going back down to 125. But it's still, yeah, this one's still remain to be seen. It's still in this consolidation phase, and whichever way it decides to break, it looks like it's going to be a big move. Um, It right now it's barely holding on to this trend line, so that's giving me vibes that it is possibly going to be broken, and we could possibly see GBP USD head down. Like I said, the dollar's been getting a little strong, so so we'll see how that goes. But I'm not going to trade GBP USD until we see it trade above this gray bar. Let me try to highlight it. This gray bar right here, or below this orange, because that's where it pretty much been consolidated in between. So not going to touch GBP USD until we see something of that nature. So I'm going to keep it short with GBP USD because there's really not much to talk about with it. If we look at the 3-day candles, which I love to look at, it's still in a bullish, it's still bullish. The moving averages are looking healthy, blue over the red. We're just in this consolidation, so we'll see. I would like to see it hit this 128.5, but it's still having trouble doing so. We got a lot of wick action on the weekly. So this is don't I wouldn't trade it. I personally wouldn't trade it because there's just too much going on. Too much going on. But I like looking at the let me go back to the monthly. I like the monthly though. The monthly gives me bullish vibes. And the reason why I say that is um all the way from this whole impulse move and then this retracement, we had this big bullish candle, and we're just kind of like trading above. We got the moving average crossing over. Like that kind of gives me a sentiment of it going up, continuing on this bullish streak. So we'll see. But like I said, not trading it. So next we had GBP JPY, and this one's kind of GBP altogether is kind of like don't know what it wants to do. Let me see what kind of news we have. Oh, the interest rates is coming up on the 1st of February. So maybe that's why we're having a little bit of consolidation action going on, because maybe they're waiting to see what that entails. So, with that being said, we have GBP, JPY consolidating here. I did make this little support level last week. We have yet to break below it. We have yet to break above this line of 188.445. So that's kind of like in the consolidation range as well. We did have like a little mini trend line going up. We've already passed it. So what does GJ want to do? A lot of wicks on the daily. We're still going bullish. So this one I wouldn't trade as well. It's kind of hard to tell. We're still bullish though overall. So I still want to see GJ get to 190, but in order to get to 190, we got to break this consolidation. So depending on what it wants to do, this one I'm not going to touch either. Like GBP USD, GBP JPY, they don't look too tasty in my opinion, but still bullish as long as we stay above this blue bar. So let me go ahead and extend that. Okay. All right, so we'll see what GBP JPY wants to do after this consolidation. So we have GBP AUD, and it's kind of like the same thing. GBP AUD consolidating, and as I had stated, that I'm looking for it to go to 195, but right now we're kind of just stalling. Would like to see it come back, shoot back down, and then come back up. I would like to see an action, some type of action where price come down here, retest the trend line slash support, and then make its way up. That would be perfect. That would be ideal for an entry. If we go from here, we get the fib, we can see price literally at the 61.8 level and then making its way up to 195. That this one's also remain to be seen. I guess we're going to sit here and wait for news on this one as well. We got inflation rate for AUD as well. So I think after later in the week, we'll be able to have a better understanding of definitely what the pound wants to do, but GBP AUD overall. Like I said, I am bullish on it still. Right now, we're just kind of hanging on support, but we still have the moving average on our side. We'd love to see the moving average go above this line and let me know that we will continue to go up to 195. But if GA decides that wants to drop down, we can see it getting between 191 500 and 196.75. Okay, so the next one we're going to look at real quick is also the DXY, the dollar index, because I was saying that the dollar was kind of picking up some steam here. And from that, let me delete this. So we have since the end of the year last year, it's been picking up, but we're at a very interesting level. We're about to hit a key level and a resistance level. Excuse me, a downtrend. So it's going to be interesting to see what the dollar wants to do here shortly in the next week or so. Will they have enough momentum to break this? I don't think so. I think the run of the dollar will be ending here soon. We'll see. But if it does decide to break and go up to the upside, it's going to be interesting because I don't see the stock doing the same thing. Somebody's got to give. Usually, there's a reverse correlation between the strength of the dollar and the stocks. So we'll see. But we do have we do have the dollar index coming up and about to come back and retest this key level. We may see like a double top happen and then a shoot down, or it continue to go up and then retest the top part of this key level along with the downtrend, and we'll see. But until then, the dollar still looks strong, still looks bullish. All right, Euro JPY. This one, yeah, I got a lot of lines going on here, don't I? So let's delete some of these. So I want to keep this one and I want to keep this because we're actually about to see if we can make a new leg to a new impulse move up to hopefully 162. That's or maybe even higher, 162.500 for Euro JPY. We're going to see if we can try to break this counter trend here. But I like to see price try to break this trend line here and then head at least up to 162. If I do hide the candles, we can see how the moving average definitely bounced right off of this midline of this key level. So that's what I like to see when I'm looking for some type of momentum push. So I'm looking to see Euro JPY break this counter trend and then head up and make a new high. If we look at the fib from the low up to the high, we see a double bottom pretty much on the 4 hour, two strikes to the 61.8 and on the trend line. So we can see price the 27 extension right there at this midline. That's where I would be taking profits at on this trade. It looks like a good buy in my opinion. So definitely I'm looking like Euro JPY looks like a good pair to look and trade this week. I think it's gonna start the week off just bullish, straight bullish, and just get to where it needs to go. So that one's definitely a good one to look at. Now we got a new player, new challenger. We got AUD USD, and this one looking like pretty bearish, pretty bearish. I wasn't expecting AUD to AUD USD to get up like towards last year. It like I thought it was going to keep going down, but this is a major key level. So we had some consolidation going on, and now we just made this little counter trend in which we have broke. And now we have broke below this key level, and we just been retesting it, wicking, and I think we may be ready to go down, but I'm not too sure yet. Like I said, the dollar is kind of picking up steam a little bit, so we can possibly see price come back down at least to the blue, and then from there we'll see what it wants to do. I would like to see it make a lower low and get to around the 64.5 mark. Well, not 64.5, 64.6 mark, and then go from there. But easily we can see it at least get into this blue, and then from there see what it wants to do. But right now, momentarily, I am bearish on AUD USD. Like I said, we did break below this key level, and we've been retesting it, and we have not yet. I mean, we've like looking at the 4 hour, you see a lot of long bearish candlesticks, like rejection, some more rejection, come up, rejection, rejection, rejection. So even though there's a lot of there's some bullish pressure going on, it's just it keeps it's looking like some buyer's exhaustion about to happen. And if you look at the daily, it definitely paints that picture, excuse me. So we have the moving average still red over the blue, and we just have all this like wick back down to the downside, and all these wicks are way more like the length of the wicks take up, it shows a lot of selling pressure basically. So I just don't see I just it's hard for me to see like a bullish candle just go ahead and shoot on up from here, because there's a lot of sellers, a lot of selling pressure. We've came from this big dip down, so why not continue further down? So definitely have a bearish sentiment on AUD USD, and would like to see, like I said, 27 extension goes right around the 64,600 level. So definitely be looking at sales for AUD USD. Now, last but not least, we have USD Swiss, and what we have here is looking like Swiss may be taking the dollar on this one. We had like a mini counter trend that we pretty much broke last week, and now we had kind of retested, and now we're trading back under it. Price did abruptly stop at this key level, this purple bar, and if I hide the candlesticks, you can see how the moving average abruptly turns around, and now it's kind of making like a new lower high and about to make another lower low. We can definitely see price at least getting down to this gray bar. From there, remains to be seen of what dollar Swiss wants to do. You can definitely see it's kind of like with AUD USD. If we can get to this area from here, what does it want to do? Can we bounce up and start making a new high and continue the trend, or continue lower? But I can see price kind of coming back up and then possibly going down. We do have this trend line that I can extend a little bit, and I think we can still follow this downward slope. As you can see, this was back from September of last year, and it looks like a pretty strong trend. We just rejected a major key level. If we added the fib, we have fib right here, started at the swing high, swing low. We came back up, we retested this major level. We're now rejecting it. So at least price getting down to the back to the lows. That's what I see. But I think USD Swiss is a good trade as well for a sell. I try to keep everything short and sweet, but those are all the pairs that I'm actually looking at for this week. I know the pound pair, the pound currency, I'm not really trading, but I always want to look at those because those are my pairs, but they're not looking solid. So I added AUD USD and USD Swiss to the watch list, and we're just going to go from there. But that's my analysis for the week, and I hope you all had a good week last week, and I hope you have a great trading week this week. Thank you.